Hello, welcome. It's Tuesday again. Wow, it's always such an excitement on Tuesday for us at Success Mastery to come your way to do this live with you. If today is your first time watching us or watching the replay, we want to say welcome. Please do give us a like, share this channel with somebody, and of course, follow us. Because every Tuesday we are here to share some nuggets with you. As we promised, after our event, we are doing taking pieces of the workshops that we did, and today we are on the topic of time management. So, how can somebody maximize their day? How do they use their day to the maximum? So that's what today we're going to talk about. If you are somebody who always feel like, oh, I don't have time, 24 hours is just not enough. Well, I do have that feeling also. Then this live call is for you. I would just say, sit back, take your pen, take your paper, and listen in on this discussion. And hopefully by the time we are through, you will have some tips, tools that will help you go manage your day, manage your 24 hours, like I call it, and make the most out of it. Listen, today I am so privileged and blessed and favored to have two of my sisters on this call to actually do this particular subject. So I want to welcome our own big sis, Nosa Dots. Good evening, welcome. Thank you for taking time to be with us tonight. And our own Lady D, as we call her, Diana, welcome. Thank you so much for taking time.
Thank you.
So, thank you, welcome. Now, when we talk about time management, I think all of us at a particular time in our life, if not now, feel like 24 hours is so short. You know, it sounds so much, but sometimes it can feel very short. Before you know, a day is over. It's like we just woke up this morning and it's already we are in the evening now.
Yeah.
And if we don't really manage our time, we will not get things done the way we need to move them. It looks like yesterday that I turned 40. Very soon I will be turning 50. I'm telling you, time runs, and that is why managing time is so key. Now, God in his own wisdom gave all of us 24 hours. That is the fairness of God. Nobody has one extra hour or one lesser hour. Whether you are a child, you are a grown-up, you are a president, you are a person cleaning, whoever, whatever your capacity, whatever your status, we all have 24 hours. Wow. So nobody can say, well, I'm discriminated because this one has more time than me. But in these 24 hours, we see that some people do more with their 24 hours than others. Okay. If a president running a whole nation has 24 hours to run his life and a nation, and you and I, we also have 24 hours to run our life, and whatever it is we're doing, it can be a business, a career, a family, whatever it is, it's still not up to the capacity of a nation. So if a president of a nation can do with 24 hours, how does it feel sometimes to us that 24 hours is not enough? That is because most of the time, because we fail to manage our time, we end up wasting time. When we fail to plan anything, abuse is inevitable. So because we don't have our time planned out, we tend out to waste it on things that does not get us to where it is that we want to be or we want to get to. For instance, there used to be times in my life that I would stay on the phone like 1 hour talking. I don't do that anymore. because now my time is properly planned out. Before I leave the house in the morning, my agenda is locked in. ABC is all planned out. So you know that I'm not going to plan 1 hour for talking on the phone alone, unless that thing has to do with an income producing activity for my business or whatever. I'm not going to just stand an hour on the phone to talk about weather and all those kinds of things. That doesn't matter.
Really, weather.
Yeah, because those times I used to talk about the weather, talk about this. Oh, did you see that? Oh, did you know that? You know, phone calls that are not productive. So now I don't do that because my time is well prepared. You may also be the person that feel like, wow, before I know my time is run out, the best way to start is to start your day by planning your day. Actually, better yet, before you go to bed, plan the next day out. Set your priorities for the next day. What are you going to do? By God's grace, when you wake up, what are the things you're going to tackle? A, B, C. Write them down. Allocate the time you're going to spend to do that so that you don't end up running into your other priorities. And at the end of the day, by evening, you can chip and say, okay, I did A, B, C, D. And it gives you a sense of fulfillment, because if you don't have those things written down and planned down, it's like your day flies by and you don't feel a sense of accomplishment because it seems like you didn't get anything done. And some of these things, when we plan them out, you begin to see that every areas of your life, you consider it. Like, for instance, when I wake up in the morning, I plan in my prayer session, I plan in my meditation, my reading, my listening to the audio, my going to work out or at least walk for 1 hour. And because I know 24 hours is actually not so much, I do my best to wake up 5 a.m. so that before everybody else is up, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, at least I have poured into myself. So the first 3 hours of my day is pouring into me. Prayer, meditation, visualizing, reading studying the word of God, reading and listening, reading my book and listening to my audio books. Working out 30 minutes. If I'm doing workout, it's 30 minutes. If I go to walk, sometimes it's 45 minutes. Why? Because I need to pour in me to be able to pour out of me to other people. And then I plan my work activities. Now it's school holiday. I don't need to be dropping my boys. So the time to drop them is an extra for me to get things at home done. If they were going to school, I have to drop them and we need to leave early so they can make it back on time early. Listen, I had to calculate all this and put it down because they don't want to be late. And if they get late, that means I eat into my time of getting those things down that I've already put in my calendar. We do waste time. Like I was saying before, I used to stand at least 1 hour on the phone talking. Now I spend 30 minutes of that time reading a particular book that has to do with a goal that I want to accomplish for that month. I read 30 minutes from a book. If you add it up in the course of the month, I have actually spent about 15 hours reading and studying and pouring in me. That is productive. That brings growth. That brings it and expands my thinking. Talking and babbling on the phone does not. You get it? So once we plan our day, we become more productive. We are able to be more focused. We are not easily distracted with things that easily want to draw our attention. If you don't have a plan, everything looks like your plan. That's the truth. Everybody can just bounce on you and say, oh, do you want to go to WCY? And you say, you look and you say, yes, I actually don't have anything to do. So why not? Well, the reason you don't have anything to do is because you didn't plan your day. Because if you do plan your day, there is always something to do, either to help somebody, visit somebody. So you plan all that in. I choose this day, this week. These are the people I'm going to call. These are the people I'm going to follow up. These are the people I'm going to do. These are the people that I'm going to reach out to help. You can plan it in. But if you don't plan it in, that the week will go by and you find out that even though you had good intentions to help people, you actually ended up not helping them, because intentions without a specific planning stays with intention. Nothing really happens. Yeah. So those are the things today we are looking at. As you are listening, I would say if you already have a plan that you follow, kudos to you. Keep it up. Evaluate it. Sometimes you need to evaluate your daily planning and see, okay, what is still relevant, what is still working, what is actually helping me become the person I say I want to become, what is no longer relevant, what can I kick out, what can I add on. So even though we have a plan, there is also a constant fine-tuning of the plan. But the reason we can fine-tune is because we have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you can't fine-tune. In your head, the plan always looks very good. When it's not written down, it always sounds very good. But nothing happens because it's in your head. And it doesn't move. The needle doesn't move. So, but when you write it down, you can be able to move it. You begin to shape it. You begin to form it. One thing I've seen with planning, we serve a God who is a master planner. God is particular about planning. And we see it in everything he created. He's a master planner. And so as his children, he expects us to also have that mindset. Remember, we're created in his image and his likeness. So we must develop that. We may not have had it growing up, or we may not have had it taught to us whilst we were young, but as we grow and discover it, it is so important that we start working on that so that we can pass on a better legacy, what that concerns to our children. Teach them that 24 hours can be wasted or can be productive depending on how we manage it. So that is number one. Number two, so like I said, planning makes us productive. Number two, what planning actually does for us is that it creates a platform for us to be able to evaluate ourselves. It's not enough to say, I didn't do well. Why didn't you do well? Where did you fail to take action? Or maybe the plan we put down was too rigid. There was no flexibility in it. When it is written down, it becomes very easy to now amend and adjust while we're going. So it helps us take action, because we all know that action is what gets us the results we want. I mean, I can wish for many things, I can desire many things, I can actually write down many goals, but if I fail to put action to it, it won't happen. It will never happen. And that has nothing to do with me being able or not being able. It has everything to do with having a plan in place. A plan an actionable plan, a plan that will really, that I can take action on, that I execute for it to get me to where I'm going. So time is key. If I know I have 24 hours, I cannot waste time sitting on television, sitting all the time on social media, sitting all the time on my phone. Hello, that will not get me moving, because your written goals will still remain a written goals. But you need to know, okay, how much time am I allocating for sleep? How much time am I allocating for reading? How much time am I allocating for self-care? How much time am I allocating for pouring in myself? That means reading the Bible, studying the Bible, meditating. How much time am I putting in all that? It is very key. We cannot just hope for things to move. Most times they are depending on us and how we're moving. So having a time management of a day specifically planned out is very important. Now, does that mean when we have a day planned out, we won't have emergencies? Yes, we do have emergencies. But you know, when emergencies happen, at least you can know that on my planned schedule, these are the activities I had to put aside to include the emergency. So it's not like I have forgotten about those activities, but next time, next day, those ones are going to be on top of my priority because I've moved them from today and they're going to now go tomorrow. If you don't have a plan in place, you don't know what you are moving. Everything becomes an emergency. And like we were looking at, there are different types of time management models. When we look at that, we look at important and urgent. We must always be doing important things first. Because when we fail to do important things now become urgent things. And that is why we always feel like we don't have time, because now everything has become an urgency and we are moving. Everything has become a deadline. You get it? It has become like a time bomb. But when we really tackle important things first, always pick the important thing. So today, if there was an important thing, a priority on my agenda that I couldn't finish, tomorrow that priority comes on top of my priority. So they don't become urgent things. I always tackle important things first. You see? And so that is why it is so key that we have a plan. Because when you put your plan together on paper, written with deadline, it becomes easier to now execute to get the result you want. This method, we can apply it to time. We can also apply it to our money. You see, managing money follows similar situations. Most times we are spending money on our wants instead of our needs. But our wants are not important. We can actually do without our wants. There are some things, if we don't put our money to do, we will walk in. Well, ladies, I know we love our hair, right? Me too. I love doing my hair. I love looking good, my nails and all that. Fine. But if I don't do my nails, I will not die. If I don't go fix a new hair, I will not die. I will still live. I will be good. So those are needs. But when we don't have our finances planned out, just like we talk about time, we end up spending our money on needs, on wants, instead of our needs. Needs are things you can't do without. Like a roof over your head is a need. Yeah. Like something to put on, not the necessities, but the necessity. That's a need. Food to eat is a need to some extent. You know, those things are important things that we need to put money in. So that when we now do the needy ones, and we can have money to invest and save, and out of our investment, we can now do the wanting one. You see, the want is not supposed to be coming from your hard-earned money. Your wants are supposed to be the proceeds, the returns on your investment, because it's not money you work for. That's what we're supposed to be spending on the wigs, on the nails, on the facial treatments, and all that. Supposed to be coming out of our investment. So not that we have not invested and we are now busy investing rather on all those things. Those things don't bring yield. Yeah, you will look nice, but that is all you will look. Yeah, but there is nothing as awesome as looking nice from money you did not necessarily work for. You get it? So managing and handling important things first is so key in life. So today, really this evening, that's a short thing I want to give with you. Of course, during our workshop, we went into detail. We talked about budgeting. We talked about even time management. We talked about the different models of time management that you have to look at depending on your personality, which one works best for you. But it is very, very important that we take time to plan our 24 hours. Are you going to sleep 8 hours or are you going to sleep 7? Actually, 7 hours is also good. You see, when I know that I will not be hanging around till 11 p.m., because if you sleep 11, you know that you'll be sleeping to about 7 or 6 in the morning. You have to wake up and get things moving. There are sometimes I even cut my kids when they don't have school. If I leave them, they can stay up till 12, 1 a.m. doing what? Watching all kinds of series and football and all that. And sometimes I have to tell them, no, it's not because it's holiday that you need to waste your time. Holiday is actually meant for you to take advantage of the 2 months you have to pour in yourself. Because when school starts, you don't have that opportunity of the free time that you have. So now it's time for you to pour in you so that by the time school starts, you are good to go. You are fit to go. You are full on every side. You get it? So because most of the time, the tendency is there to say, oh, tomorrow I'm not working, so let me just chill. And what we mean by chilling is hanging out, watching TV, just doing all the time the things that are not productive. Yeah. Not to say that we do not have to relax, but you don't need to relax 24 hours. Actually, if you go to sauna, take an hour or two, go to sauna, make sure you are well taken care of, rest out while you are in your sauna or wherever you are, or swimming, you relax. When you come, you are active again to go. But when we lay in our chair and we are watching TV and all that, and we're not reading the books we're supposed to read, and we are just letting life go, those days I used to call that I'm having fun. It's not having fun at all. It's wasting precious time. And you know what it is with time? Time spent cannot be gained. I wish I could go back to be 20 years and do the things all over. But you can't go back. You may wish as much as you want. Time spent, time gone is gone. You get it? Time gone is gone. Somebody said if you lose money, you can go earn it back. But when time is gone, it's gone. So time is not money. Time is infinitely more. Infinitely more. You can't buy back time. Though we want to think that we can buy back time. Yes, and we may look young and feel like we are young, but listen, you are 50, you are 50. You can't go back. No matter how young you look, you can't go back and say, I'm 20. You are still 50. You get it? So let's make use of this 24 hours, precious time. Every day that God gives us is a gift, 24-hour gift that we have. Let's maximize it by planning our day, by planning and putting in activities that are relevant to where we are going, so that at the end of the day, we get to where we want and we don't live life with regrets. When you are young, it seems like nothing, but when you grow and you realize you have wasted too much time, you begin to have regret. And we pray above all things that none of us will have regrets in life, that we will live with intentionality, purposely, as we achieve our purpose here on earth. So this is what today we wanted to share with you. 24 hours, everybody has it at their disposal. And the question is, how are you using yours? Ask yourself this question. Find out where your time is going to. Ask yourself where this time is going. Is it where I want my life to go? And if the answer is no, take responsibility of your own time and life, because you can't carry forward 24 hours of today to tomorrow. If you did not use it, tomorrow is a new day. You can't carry it forward. And if you can't short, you cannot borrow it from tomorrow to add it to today. You see, so that is why managing these 24 hours a day, as long as God gives us life, is so, so important. So thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm going to leave it for the ladies. I see some questions come in the chat, so I'm going to do my best. Ladies, feel free to also answer where you're feeling, unless you also have your own questions. So one of the questions is to recommendations for audios and books to read. Wow. I personally read books according to the goals I set. So for instance, if I have financial goals, if I see that in that area is where I'm lacking, or I need more information, I need to study more about that particular area, then I look for books that address those areas that I lack, and then I buy them. Yeah. If you go on Amazon, there are lots of books. From personal development to emotional intelligence to mindset training to financial health, from to physical health, books, a lot of them. They have them in audio form, they have them in written, so paper form. These days you have them in Kindred, so you can just download a book on your phone. If you are not the person that is fond of carrying books around, you can read them whilst you are in the bus, whilst you are sitting in the doctor's waiting room waiting, whilst your children are playing football or tennis or basketball or whatever. Instead of just waiting and sipping coffee, you can actually sip your coffee and read your book. And read whatever it is that you need to read to get you to the next level. Remember, readers are leaders.
Yes.
Readers are leaders. Reading is key. And of course, the first literature book that is relevant at all times is the Bible. That's the book of life, I call it. So you can start there, and then of course, because we need to feed our spirit man, that's the food for our soul. And then you need to also feed your soul, the food for thought, books that you need to read that will advance you. It can be on parenting. Don't just say, my children are stubborn, they don't listen. It's not enough to say that. After you have discovered what the problem is now, as a parent, you need to arm yourself with information to be able to parent them properly. The same thing I do. I don't know everything. I'm still in the process also, but I've realized that it's not enough just to complain about a thing. It's not enough to diagnose alone. It's actually more effective after the diagnosis to get to work and fix the situation. So there are books enough, depending on where you need help, will determine which book you will be reading. And there are a lot of audios. Like I said, there are audio books, but these days, some of these audio books, they are even free on YouTube. Yeah. So you can actually go on YouTube and find these audio books that you can listen to in every shape and form. Is it about finances? Is it about even spiritual things? Most of the preaching materials, they are on YouTube. Of course, you need to watch out to see where sound doctrine is being taught. Very important, so that you get the right information that will really nourish your soul. Another question is, where do I find this meditation track? Listen, everybody meditates the way they want. What is meditation? Meditation is actually calming your spirit, calming yourself, so that your spirit man can be open to the unseen world. to be able to tap into the supernatural. Yeah. So sometimes, personally, when I started meditating, I needed a background music to soothe, to get me to calm down, because my mind was so full. Sometimes, even with the background music, before I know, my mind have gone again to, that's when you remember, oh, there is something I put on fire that I didn't take. Oh, maybe when I finish this, I'm going to do. You see, the mind is so all over the place. And we need to be able to tame the mind so that we can tap into our spirit man, because our spirit man is very potent, limitless. And so meditation helps us to do this. So find your way of what works. Is it with a soothing music at the background? On YouTube, once again, you can find a lot of meditation tracks that will help you. Sometimes they even kind of lead you into, okay, close your eyes, breathe in, kind of to help you calm yourself so that you can now be able to go deeper in the meditation. Yeah. Bible says it clearly, meditate on God's word. Some of us, when we used to read the word of God, we just read it like a novel. But when you take it a step further in meditation, you are able to read imaginatively. So you read not just letters, but you are able to really imagine how that text, what that text is saying. Spirit of God is able to minister to your heart, and you begin to get deeper understanding in that word you are reading. And then when you wake up, it becomes part of you. You now go execute it, because the deeper understanding is to help you have revelation, so that when you step out, you are doing what it is that you got, that you received from the Lord. So check on the internet. If you don't have any system of your own, check on YouTube. They have a lot of meditation tracks, and pick the one that suits you at this point in time. I started with one, but as time evolved, I changed to one, because now I easily calm. But in the beginning, I know it has to take 15 minutes. My mind was all over still the place. But now, in less than 5 minutes, I'm calm. So depending on how you evolve, different things will be needed for you. Yeah. So those are the two questions I got in. I hope that it will help somebody actually be able to go and get these things done. So books, please pour on yourself. Don't be like me and some other people I know who, after finishing school, closed their book and said, I am done studying. Don't do that. We are never done studying. No. Even if you have PhD, you are still not done studying. We are evolving human beings, you see. And as long as we live, when we stop growing, we actually dying. And we are made to grow and evolve. That's how we thrive. So don't just say, I have read and I have my degrees and I have my masters and I've done it and no more. Listen, I did it 2001 when I finished school. I also told myself quietly, I'm done with reading. I've had it. I have my degree. My degree is hanging on the wall. It shows that I have a degree, so that is it. But I'm telling you, that wasn't the best. That was like the most silliest thing I ever did in my life. Because for 6 years, honestly, yeah, I read novels and Financial Times and all that, but I was not really intentional about pouring in myself. So it came a time where the things I wanted to do, me myself had become a lead to where I wanted to go, because you can own to the level where you grow yourself into. So imagine you have great potential, but you put a lid on yourself by stopping to read and study and be learnable and coachable, you get to a time where even though you want to achieve much, and yes, you may have had the potential to do much, but you place a lid on yourself, you see. So really working on you, growing, reading, asking questions, putting yourself in an environment where you will always be challenged to grow yourself is so key. Is so key, because that is how you explore the potentials that are within you. You are like a gold mine. You need to dig deep to get to the bottom of it. You can't just scratch the surface and say, no, it's okay, I've had it. I mean, it's okay. So keep digging deeper, because there is more to you than meets the eye. And only you can stop you. Only you can stop you, really. So I got one question that said, what are some of the books you read in early ages of your personal development when it comes to the mind and intention? Well, so one of the first books I read was Emotional Intelligence. And I am so grateful that I read that book. Many times we block ourselves from relationships that are actually beneficial to us because we fail to grow and manage our emotions. Everybody is different. People are different and react different and act differently according to their temperament, their personality, and we meet all kinds of people.
Yeah.
If we are not emotionally balanced, if you are not emotionally strong, if we cannot manage our emotions, we actually end up destroying relationships. There were certain rooms I would never have entered until I started reading books like Emotional Intelligence 2.2, 2.0. That book kind of opened my eyes. So what are some of the things it opened my eyes to? The fact that getting outside of your comfort zone is all right. Constantly putting myself outside of my comfort zone. Constantly pressing in to make sure that my emotions are under control. Mind you, it didn't say suppress your emotions. Control it. Manage it. You know, very, very important. Some of the things I learned, it's okay to not be the wisest in a room. It's actually very beneficial to you to be in rooms and me to be in rooms where I am the least knowledgeable and learned, because you pick up on other people's brain. So all these things help me. No more intimidation when you find out that other people are smarter, have achieved more. You actually are happy to be in such an environment. You're not intimidated. You are glad because, wow, I'm going to leave that space more knowledgeable. I'm going to pick on people's brain. You know, this is what some of the things Emotional Intelligence did for me. Reading that book, Emotional Intelligence Support, interpersonal skills, because I was managing a team, but it's not enough to tell your team, I'm the boss, I'm the boss, I'm the boss. No, it's not enough. You need to know how to put and manage a team together without you running emotionally imbalanced or kind of getting them in a place where they are also emotionally drained. You get it? Finding balance in that. That doesn't mean you just let everybody do anything, but also finding a middle way to make sure that people, you become approachable, and at the same time, people know their boundaries. It takes emotional intelligence to be able to do it. So those are all the things that this book actually helped me, and it's still helping me because I'm not fully there. I'm still a work in progress. Help me to achieve. when we talk about the mind, some of the books I also read, I actually read leadership books, especially most of the leadership book I've read so far is from John Maxwell. He is the top when it comes to leadership. Well, to my extent, when it comes to leadership. The first book I read from him was when he says, growing is by intentionality. Growing intentionally. My God, before I thought you grow like a tree will grow. No. Human beings, if we really want to grow like a healthy growth, it's something we do intentionally. It's not automatic. Yeah, it's not automatic. So those books, and of course, we have read so far over 15 of those books. Almost every month, we do our best to read at least one book. Currently, we are doing Creation Frequency, talks about belief, talks about how to manifest, create with your mind. Our imagination is so key, and many times our imagination and our intuition, these are our spiritual entities, they are so key, and many times we so neglect them. So we're still learning how to pick them up and kind of be sensitive in those areas. And then, of course, when it comes to financial books, we have read one of the books, the number one books I read on finances was Numbers Are Important. It was from that book that I actually discovered that in running a business, every level has its devil. You know, you can't use the mindset you use to run your business to 100K. It's not the same mindset you will use to get your business to 1 million. So every level has its devil. The things you will be fighting at 100K level are different from the things you will be fighting from 1 million. And from 1 million, from actually 2 million to 5 million is another thing. They call it the black hole. You will literally enter a black hole at that phase of your business before you hit it to the 10 million. It's very important that we get this information, because sometimes if we don't understand this and we come across these things, we want to give up because we think it's unique to us, but it's not unique to us. It's just the territory you are getting in. It requires a new mindset, a new strategy. And when we know it, we are able to handle it much more better. It will come our way, but we'll be able to handle it much more better. So numbers of books, like I said, read your book according to your goal that you have set for yourself. That is the most effective way of reading. Yeah. And if you need any recommendations because of a particular area you are working on, reach out to us and we'll be more than glad to recommend some books to you. And of course, Amazon is open to everyone. You can go get it in whichever format you want it and keep moving. Thank you so much. We have before we close, I don't know if the ladies have any more questions or any addition to this particular thing on time management. All right, this is a good to go. Awesome. We are having our youth event happening on the 31st of August. Call it back to school, whatever we are calling it. Clarity is the first step, because I find out, looking back at my own adult youth age, many things were not clear to me. You know, that doesn't mean I was not doing much. I was doing a lot, but not specific in the channel I was going. Why? Because I didn't understand so much the aspect of having a vision, being a visionary. Many times we associate vision with when you are running an organization or you are running a business. Listen, your life is your number one business. Hey, our lives are our number one business. It's a big deal. So having a vision for my life, what am I going to live for? Who am I going to marry and why? How are my children going to look like? What kind of family do I want to have? What legacy do I want to leave? What purpose am I going to live for? All these things are very, very important. And when that becomes clear, you walk through life like a party. Even challenges, you swim over them like if they are nothing, because you know where you're going. You know, things don't easily beat you down. And so that is why on the 31st of August, everyone till the age of 25 is welcome to attend this event. Go to our link tree on IG, register, get your ticket, mothers and fathers. This is €10 ticket. I think when you take them to McDonald's, you spend more than that. And that is on food that, first of all, excuse me to say, is not healthy for them. Secondly, the next day, they won't see any evidence of it. But with a ticket of €10, these children are going to learn how to set their own vision goals, have a vision board, so that moving forward as the school year starts, they will not be waiting to be told what to do, but they will be intrinsically motivated to wake up and do those things that they tell themselves they are going to do. It will save all of us a lot of time and frustration. And most importantly, it will help them to maintain purpose and vision in life. If we don't know where we're going, every road seems like where we want to go. And we don't want that for our children. They are champions, and we trust in God that they will embrace this champion in them at an early age, and they wouldn't waste time. So get your children, please, in. And if for one reason or the other, you cannot afford a ticket, reach out to any of these ladies. They will be willing to help you out. Thank you so much. Follow us. Watch out. We'll keep spreading the news. And let's make 2024 an amazing year, because that is what God has planned for us. Thank you so much for plugging in. Thank you for listening to the replay later on. And keep following us. Share our channel link, please, with somebody who you think this might benefit. And we look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same place. Bye for now. Thank you, ladies, for joining us tonight. Bye-bye.